I'm Ben Hooper, and this is Weekend Odds and Ends, a special Friday edition of the UPI Odd News Minute for January 24th, 2025. Welcome to Weekend Odds and Ends, our weekly roundup of the missed odd-portunities that didn't quite make this week's podcasts. First up, an Australian surfer got into a bit of a tussle with a bronze whaler shark and was able to walk away uninjured, but his board wasn't quite so lucky. 37-year-old Dale Kiddow was surfing off Shane's Beach in West Australia when he spotted the face of a shark in an upcoming wave. He said, "I just sat on my board and it circled me a few times before it charged at me. I jumped off the back and shoved the board in its face and had a bit of a tussle with it." Kiddow said he was then able to get back on his board and ride the next wave back to shore. The surfer, who was uninjured, discovered once he arrived back on shore that the shark had taken a big bite out of his board. He said, "It was a bit of a miracle, really. I was lucky to see it when I did so I could keep my eyes on it and move when I had to." Moving on from an underwater fight to upper body might, a Chinese fitness influencer broke a Guinness World Record when she completed 44 pull-ups in 1 minute. Zi Ting earned the female version of the title for the most pull-ups in 1 minute when she officially attempted the record in Guangdong. She took the record from American athlete Inga Simming, who did 39 pull-ups in 1 minute in 2022. Zi said, "Even though I broke the record, I feel there's still room for improvement. Next time, I'll go for an even higher score." Speaking of hitting the high numbers, a copy of Ernest Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises was returned to a Connecticut library 56 years late, along with a note explaining the delay and a check to cover the cost of replacing the book. The Greenwich Library said on social media that the tome might be the facility's most overdue book of all time. The returned book was accompanied by a note reading, "I was born and raised in Greenwich. My family moved to upstate New York in 1980. I was recently going through some old boxes and found this book. I reread it and am now returning it 56 years late. I am enclosing a check that I hope will cover the cost of replacing the book. Many thanks." Library officials wrote, "Luckily, we no longer have overdue fines, thanks to the former patron that mailed this book to us, including a check to replace it with a newer copy." Meanwhile, on the canine beat, a Colorado animal control officer braved frigid temperatures and an unexpected tumble in the snow to rescue a coyote entangled in a wire fence. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office said Animal Control Officer McMullen responded to a call about a coyote trapped in a wire fence in Conifer. The Sheriff's Office said McMullen braved freezing temperatures, negative 20-degree wind chill, and snow piled knee-deep. But the real showstopper was a classic slip-and-slide moment as McMullen exited his vehicle unintentionally turning into a human snowball. McMullen extracted himself from the snow and used a blanket to keep the coyote calm while he cut through the wired fence. The coyote was able to walk away with just a sore paw and a few scrapes. And finally, in our recurring segment, The Afternoon Rush, David Record-Breaker Rush put his storied juggling skills to the ultimate test to break the record for the fastest time to make 10 alternating hits of a table tennis ball on bottle caps. Rush, who holds the most concurrent Guinness World Records titles, took on the challenge during a visit to the organization's headquarters in London. Rush said he initially thought the task would be easy, but he soon had roadblocks, including finding bottle caps that were large enough to hit the balls, but small enough to conform to Guinness World Records standards. The previous record stood at 4.18 seconds, and Rush was able to halve that time with a new record of 2.09 seconds. For these stories and more national, international, sports, entertainment, science, and odd news from United Press International, visit UPI.com. Follow the UPI Odd News Minute on YouTube and TikTok. What would you do if you encountered a shark in the water? Share your survival plan in the comments.